saying? It's gonna be a banger, you dig? Shout out to Venus and Libra, conjunct the Moon and Libra. But first, we're gonna get into the music. I'm saying this is the first ever song that I ever dropped. It's called Soul. Go ahead and vibe with me, you dig? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get right into it after this. Glad I found the rhythm, even posthumous. My verse is timeless, conscious on the track. No sanctions like SOPA. Weight evolving on my shoulders, it's balance. I return descended. Left, right, in and out the matrix, so face it. Another element. I wrote a 16 twice. Put upon the big screen overnight. Vibe around you is kinda like an auric field, representing how you feel. Respect my message. Irrelevance to this would be inadequate. I mastered science with the help of love and hydroponics. Act like my mind ain't growing up. Thought it was a hoax till the numbers started showing up. Fortified mind. My belt buckle, shirt is tight. Went back to the vision. Glad I found the rhythm. Hope they blast us across the solar system. I took another step, but ain't climb another stair. Real roots. Underground, but can't get to the point, cause we yielded in fear. We was already there. Shift quite critical. Blue lemons, turn that to lemonade. Then go like my inner alchemy unfolds. 3D proceeds, coagulate to solve. Song is like a Russian roulette while the world re-evolve. See through your mind and code. A new set of eyes, I can make it all knowledgeable. Act like my mind ain't growing up. Thought it was a hoax until the numbers started showing up. My belt buckle shirt is tight. Aha! Went back to the vision. Oh, I see life is like a prison. Allowed to your stereo system. Equilibrium, coexistence, simple senses. Core feels terrific. Glad I found the rhythm. Our solar system. I'm talking long-term algorithms, power pack. Gave the power to the people. Choose yourself. You good or evil. Devil in himself, God, you choose you. Cause you can do anything that you want to, and that's what haunts you. Crushing verses in abundance, substance show. I'm incontestable. I just sit back and watch the history repeat. Act like my mind ain't growing up. Thought it was a hoax till the numbers started showing up. My belt buckle shirt is tight. Nah, I went back to the vision. So we're going to get into it. We got the moon conjuncting Venus and Libra, right? And Libra is all about the balance. So how you going to bring balance to the circumstance situation? So we're going to be breaking down. And keep in mind, Venus is all about your values of a person, place, thing, or idea. So essentially, we go get into each and every rising sign and break down all the signs and how we dealing with the certain energy, which is Libra, right? So moon being in Libra is feeling comfortable being in relationships or essentially creating balance. So keep in mind, Libra is a cardinal air sign. So it's initiating and creating new ways of thinking and communicating. So essentially based on creating new ways of thinking and communicating, we're in a space that we actually want to create balance amongst our relations or relationships. So keep in mind, you know what I'm saying, whenever we have this Libra energy, you want to be on the higher octave to a point where you're kind of being more communicative and you're more welcoming a balance. You don't want to be on the opposite end of energy to a point where you're kind of being like arrogant and things like that. But at the same time, keep in mind, Libra has this like smart mouth, you know what I'm saying, because they're able to say things you don't really actually catch it. So make sure you're not being too nasty with your words, but essentially at the end of the day, you're being in a space where people can value what you have to say. Even if it is, you know what I'm saying, somewhat harsh. At the end of the day, as long as you're helping them relate and things of that nature. I'm kind of like getting over a cold right now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying, we was out there getting real nature-like, real natural and things like that. Shout out to the deer in my picture. They was real photogenic, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to check out my community page, you can see that little picture, you know what I'm saying? And we was out there getting real natural light, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, getting into it, like I say, we're going to have Venus being in Libra for the next, I think, like 2.5 weeks. If I'm not mistaken, we had a point in time where it's like at 9 degrees. So, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and break down all the rising, first house, and descendants, you know what I'm saying, starting with Libra. So Libra in the first house is balancing your personal values or your individuality at this point in time. So essentially, you're in a space where you're able to be individually relationship based and things like that. You're able to balance your personal life with other associates and things like that. So you're dealing with being in a space that if you're actually valuing of your personal affairs or your personal values at this point in time, you're essentially balancing those aspects. So yeah, moving forward, the Virgo first house rising and ascendant is having the Libra in the second house. So they're in a space where they have to value or balance their relations and things of that nature. So keep in mind, they're having to balance their person, people, place, and things and ideas that they're around and things of that nature. Go ahead and check these comments real fast. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's actually participating in a real way in the chat and things like that. And also people that's checking this out on the aftermath and things of that nature. I'm saying I'm holding space for y'all. So salute all y'all, you feel me? But yeah, getting into Virgo first house, rising and ascendant, having Libra in the second house, they're in a space where they're valuing their balance in their relationships or their relations and things of that nature. So keep in mind, Libra and Venus is at home, you know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, we're in a beneficial state based on how we're able to, you know what I'm saying, create balance and things of that nature and create communication based on our relations and relationships. So essentially those people, places, and things that you're around, you want to value the ways and that they can actually be in a communicative state and things of that nature. So I'm saying Libra's going to have a whole bunch of people in their, I'm saying, places that they value and the people that they value and have more of a balancing relationships and things like that, more of a balance in their relations. So moving forward, the Leo first house rising and ascendant is having the third house being in Libra, and essentially based on the moon and the Venus being here, you're saying you're feeling comfortable in the environment, balancing your values and things of that nature, and balancing your relations and relationships. So essentially, in your environment, you're on the harmonious aspect to a point where you can actually communicate with others, and I'm saying having smooth communication styles and things of that nature. And keep in mind, Leo is a sextile to the Libra energy. So the Leo is able to see the opportunity in their environment of who they actually want to deal with and, you know what I'm saying, who is actually kind of being less harmonious and putting them in a negative aspect to a point where you kind of want to separate. So essentially, like I said, based on Venus being here as well, Leo's being in a space where they're able to see what they actually want to value in the environment and who they want to kind of like separate from and things of that nature. Keep in mind, Libra's like the homewrecker sign, you know what I'm saying? So you want to hold it down, you know what I'm saying, and not get too caught up into that Libra energy to a point where it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I just want to value everybody and everything. So Leo don't see too many opportunities. You want to see opportunities in the right things. You know what I'm saying, don't be a homewrecker. And then moving forward, Cancer, first house, rising and ascendant, is having the fourth house being in Libra. So keep in mind, Cancer is a square to the Libra energy. So Cancer is more of in a space where they wear their heart on their sleeve and things of that nature, to a point where I'm saying they might not always want to create balance just based on the way you make them feel or how the Cancer feels about the circumstance situation. So essentially, the Cancer has to learn to balance their values and their private values at home and things of that nature. Shout out to Jose, yeah, and all that, you know what I'm saying? Moving forward, we're going, like I say, breaking down the Cancer rising, first house and ascendant. They're in a square energy, so they're learning how to balance their home and their private values and things of that nature. And shout out to the people, you know what I'm saying wild things as if they behind me, you know what I'm saying? I'm right behind you. You know what I'm saying? And my spirit floating around, you know what I'm saying? You can catch me in the aftermath, you feel me? I'll be there when you're not looking. I'm here now. But yeah, moving forward. The Gemini first house rising and ascendant is having the fifth house being in Libra, and the fifth house is all about the expression. So essentially, the Gemini is in this space where they have to balance their values of an expression or balance valued expression. So Gemini might want to talk crazy and things of that nature, but they have to realize that they have the gift to actually see both sides of a circumstance situation and put themselves in a beneficial space based on their expression. So essentially, this expression that they're dealing with is essentially creating the gift to have more expressive circumstance situations so they could actually begin to value their expression and see benefits from it. So keep in mind, Venus is also like your money as well. So like you want to put yourself in a space based on your expression to actually find yourself making more money and things of that nature. So the certain things that you want to express to your maybe your boss or your manager at this point in time, you might want to keep those things to yourself and just keep it to people that you can actually confide in, and they're not actually like I'm saying writing your paycheck. I'm saying keep that in mind. Being the Gemini first house rising ascendant. Then moving forward, the Taurus first house rising ascendant is having the sixth house being in Libra, and the sixth house is all about your routines, patterns, and your health, and also your work. So essentially, the Taurus has to balance the values of their work or their routine. I'm saying to a point where they're in a space that it's either the routine that you're in is actually you have balance in it, like so you can initiate and create more routines and patterns to actually see yourself making more money. I'm saying so. Taurus may be in this misunderstanding state based on it being a 150-degree angle. So Taurus is in a space that they have to realize that, okay, maybe I'm being too stubborn based on my circumstance situation. Maybe I need to actually balance with other people and communicate more based on their routine and pattern, and then work with people instead of against them. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too stubborn to a point where you can actually be on the consistent state where you're actually communicating with others to a point where they have a routine and pattern that is, you know what I'm saying? So maybe you make the videos, like maybe you're the actual content creator, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, people have a different routine and pattern, and they're the ones editing the videos. So you want to actually get it to them in a timely manner to a point where you can actually get things out and things of that nature. So yeah, keep that in mind. Just a perfect example for that. Um, yeah, shout out to the people in the chat. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, moving forward, the Aries first house rising and ascendant is having the seventh house being in Libra, and right, the seventh house is all about adding on or opposing based on it being a 180-degree angle. So essentially, the Aries is having to balance their relationship values or balance the values in their relationships. So like based on the way that you initiate and create your own fire, you actually have to see like, is this adding on or opposing to this relationship? Or am I like burning a bridge, or am I adding on to it to the point where I'm saying you can have new visions about your relationship, and you can see yourself creating a whole new aspect to your relationship and building more onto it. I'm saying things of that nature. So keep in mind what you have to say, I'm saying, could be on the opposite end. So essentially you want to keep in mind that you're in a space that if you're too opposite to the point where you can actually begin to build on that, and based on this Venus energy, you know what I'm saying, Venus, like I say, is also your money and your values of a person, place, thing, or idea. You want to see yourself adding on to people or adding on to the places and things. But sometimes you actually have to you actually have to be opposite based on this, like if the vision actually isn't proper, you kind of got to rectify things. I got my Pluto in Aquarius, the Healing Tarot, but no, I'm a Sagittarius. That's my sun sign. My rising sign is Leo. You know what I'm saying? So I could see where you're getting that energy from, because Aquarius and Leo is opposite. Like they're on that axis. That you know what I'm saying, Aquarius is like fixed air and Leo is fixed fire. You know what I'm saying? So we're both fixed signs. So I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I stay consistent on the way that I'm doing things. But yeah, shout out to you from you know what I'm saying, taking a guess. The Healing Tarot. And make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share this to people. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all leave a comment, show some love, feel me? But yeah, getting back into this, like I say, Aries is having the seventh house being in Libra. So essentially they're able to add on or oppose to their relations or relationship values. Then moving forward, the Pisces rising first house and ascendant is having the eighth house being in Libra, right? So essentially, Pisces is balancing their secret values. So you have secret things that you actually initiate and create communicative circumstance situations with that other people don't really know about, but you're aware of. So essentially, you're in a space that these people and places and things that you have shared values with, you're in a space that you can either value them and initiate and create more relations and relationships based on what you have going on behind the scenes and the secretive aspect, to a point where you can transform others and transform yourself as well. So you want to be able to find a place where you can value that shared value, so to speak. Word up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Aquarius is pretty intelligent. Aquarius is like the genius, I like to say, like the kind of like the scientist, you know what I'm saying? So Yeah, shout out to all my Aquarius. I actually got a video shouting on Aquarius very early in my channel. But yeah, getting back to the astrology, we're gonna go ahead and actually get into Aquarius first house rising and ascendant. So Aquarius is having the ninth house of being in Libra, and the ninth house is all about your knowledge, wisdom, and experience, and also your morality. So essentially, Aquarius has to balance their morality or balance their experience at this point in time. So Aquarius is aware of what's going to occur next, but they have the gift to actually kind of like manipulate the group to a point where, like, based on the conversation that they're fixed on or consistent on, they actually see, okay, if I'm too fixed on a certain aspect of my experience, then it could actually create a negative experience and things like that and create imbalance. So like Aquarius wants to see, where could I take this conversation? Or where could I take this experience to a point where our group can actually benefit things? Salute to all y'all subscribing. You know what I'm saying? Salute. We about to hit 900 subscribers. Then after that, we're going to hit 1,000. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? We're going to get monetized up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it really popping. You feel me? But I'm going to keep on consistent on the circumstance situation that I've been doing. We're going to keep it on the astrology. I'm going to keep on doing my music and all that. You know what I'm saying? So salute all y'all liking, sharing, subscribing. You know what I'm saying? And all that. You know what I'm saying? And commenting. But yeah, getting back to the point, Aquarius first house rising descendant, like I say, is having Libra in the ninth house. So in the ninth house, like I say, you essentially have to balance your experience or balance your morality at this point in time. Like some a circumstance situation, you might want to kind of keep things to yourself to a point where it's like, I might not actually be in the moral state where I can see balance in this relation or relationship. But essentially, if I keep things to myself and allow this person to express themselves, then I can actually see, okay, we might have more in common than actually not, and saying things of that nature. So then moving forward, the Capricorn first house rising ascendant is having a 90-degree angle to the Libra, right? Based on them both being cardinal signs. Capricorn likes to initiate and create logistics and practicality, and Libra is more of being in a state where they initiate and create communication or conversation or relations or relationships. So essentially, if the Capricorn can't make sense out of things, it's kind of like difficult for them to relate. But at this point in time, the Capricorn has to learn to balance the values of their status. So essentially, what you're known for at this point in time, you want to see, okay, based on these values that I'm involved in, how could I add on to my status, or how could I actually accumulate more money based on what I'm into and things of that nature. So this blueprint that you're working with, you want to see, how can I learn to balance more of this status that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, that blueprint that you're kind of writing out and seeing like, okay, if I work with this certain person or relate with this certain person, will it actually add on to my status, or will it be a negative effect to my status? So you just want to keep your mind on your money. You know what I'm saying? Stand on business at this point in time, Capricorn, and kind of be in a more of a more in a savvy business mind at this point in time. So Sagittarius first house rising and ascendant is having the 11th house being in Libra. And the 11th house is all about your public persona, your association, and you know what I'm saying, like your internet persona, so to speak. Kind of like public persona, same kind of thing. You said You said it. Shout out to the Healing Tarot. I'm saying we're gonna take a little second out because we on Sagittarius. You said, I'm a Sagittarius fam. Please to come across your channel. 6 planets in my ascendant. Oh wow. See, we got a whole bunch of Sagittarius vibes. You know what I'm saying? We go ahead and break that down just a little bit. Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign, so they're able to adapt to the vision and things of that nature. So they're like the fire that is like kind of spread across the whole world, and they have more knowledge and wisdom, and they're able to spread their knowledge and wisdom. So kind of how that's relating into this Venus and Libra, though, Sagittarius is able to see the opportunity to associate their values or balance the association in their balance the associative values that they're involved with. So like based on the certain group that you're working with, you're able to see the opportunity based on this certain group to actually accumulate more value. So like with this group over here, you can make more money with them in the aspect of like, you know, saying teaching. But then also on the other side of things, like Sagittarius could be kind of more in an aspect of like them just being the wild card and being this wild individual based on your charismatic gifts. You could be in a space where you could also accumulate more value based on this like comedy group, so to speak. So like Sagittarius is able to adapt. But yeah, moving forward, the Scorpio, well, okay, you know what I'm saying, if you're talking about you have Venus in the 12th house, it's based on like your cusp, you know what I'm saying? So depending on where, I'm saying, the certain house actually falls based on degree. So like some people have misplaced houses or missing houses and things of that nature. That's why you could have Venus in the 12th. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying, based on where your personal Venus degree is at, you know what I'm saying? So like keep that in mind. So moving forward, Scorpio, first house, rising ascendant. Well, I'm saying to finish that up, you're saying essentially you want to go ahead and pull up your chart and things of that nature. A perfect site is astro-seek.com, ASTRO dash, like I'm saying a literal dash, and SEEK.com, and go ahead and scroll down the birth chart, enter all your information in. I'm saying you could actually figure out what degree your actual Venus is in and things of that nature, and figure out which house I'm saying this actually energy is playing out. So like I kind of do it based on the actual transition throughout I'm saying the moon. I'm saying so my channel is pretty much based on the moon and how the moon interacts. But at the end of the day, I do all the planets. So like I'm saying I explain like okay, moon is for example in conjuncting Saturn at this point in time because Venus, pardon me, moon is in Libra, right? And Saturn is in Pisces, 150-degree angle. I'm saying these are the kind of things I break down, but I also talk about the whole transition period. So if you look into my older videos, I'm saying you'll be able to see, okay, if I tap into Sagittarius rising, I'll be able to see how the moon actually, I'm saying, transits throughout all my 12 houses. If you have, I'm saying, all the actual signs in them houses, I'm saying, so just based on your degrees, you may have misplaced houses and things like that. Everybody's chart is different. So make sure you go ahead and tap into your own personal chart so you could actually follow along properly. So like, for example, I'm a Leo rising. So I have the Libra in the third house, you know what I'm saying? So like a certain example, because I got, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's at like 9 degrees if I'm not mistaken, my third house actually starts. So whenever the Libra hit 9 degrees, that's when my third house is activated, so to speak, just to break it down. But yeah, last but not least, Scorpio, first house, rising and ascendant, is having the 12th house being in Libra, right? So the 12th house is all about your dreams, illusions, and nightmares, and faith and belief, you know what I'm saying? So essentially, you might have false beliefs at this point in time. So you want to balance the values of this belief or this dream and things of that nature. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to what you're talking about in just a second. The healing tarot. Let me finish this up. But yeah, so Scorpio, first house, rising ascendant, like I say, is having the 12th house being in Libra, right? So the 12th house is all about, like I say, dreams, illusions, and nightmares, faith, belief, and also false belief. So at this point in time, if you're in a false belief, you want to see, okay, can I actually accumulate value from this thing that I'm believing in or having this dream about? Or can this dream actually bring me more money, so to speak? Or can it be in a space where like your actual value is maybe in a space that like you get more love out of things, so to speak, or able to actually relate this dream at this point in time. So if you're in this false belief, though, you're going to be in a space that like, oh, I think I'm actually accumulating things about that, but your heart might not be in the right place, so to speak. So like, just keep that in mind at this point in time. So you said the love of the communication in Libra in the third house. You're saying so. Yeah, you could put it that way. Communication absolutely is the third house, based on it being where Gemini actually derives from, and also with the Libra being in there. You know what I'm saying, it is like a love sign. You know what I'm saying, so like Libra is like that aspect of want to initiate and create a relationship. So getting back to like I broke down, Leo having Libra in the third house, they're able to see the opportunity in their environment of what's actually balanced or what values they want to be balanced with. So maybe like you have a relationship with someone in your environment that lives real close to you, I'm saying, so to speak, in an aspect of like, okay, if I'm a part of this environment, I can't actually, I'm saying, go ahead and see there's other people that I'm involved with or in my environment and be adding value to them. I'm saying I want to add value to the right space to a point where I can actually see this improvement, so to speak. So yeah, that's a perfect breakdown of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, much love and holla back. Peace and love if you believe in all that. You know what I'm saying? Support the movement you need to be in tune with. My cash apps and my about, whenever you tap on my channel, you know what I'm saying, you can scroll over to the about, you know what I'm saying, if you want your smartphone and things of that nature. And it's conscious1347 at gmail.com. And it's CONSCIOUS 1347. And that's my cash app, you dig? But on top of that, you can go ahead and go to the description and tap into my email. Saying if you had any kind of question about the live or any kind of circumstance situation, or if you wanted a reading and things like that, I got a menu for you. You know what I'm saying? So salute, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate all y'all watching live, and I appreciate everybody watching in the after effect. You know what I'm saying? Aftermath, you dig? So yeah, peace and love if you believe in all that, and stay safe or stay dangerous, whatever necessary. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to seeing y'all tap in next time. You dig?